Welcome to Wednesday night's NBA action here on 2K Sports. I'm Brian Anderson with Stan Van Gundy and Hall of Famer Grant Hill. Allie LaForce will be reporting from the sidelines. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, clearly his offensive output has been on a bit of a decline. Now, that could point to a lot of things, but mostly I think he's just putting his focus elsewhere on the floor, looking for other ways to help out his team.
Looking at the starting five for Boston. White and Brown are the wingmen. Jason Tatum out there with Chris Boucher. And it's Collier in at the one. And for the Rockets, Thompson is the off guard with KD at small forward. Inside, Smith and Şengün. And it's VanVleet in at the point. And we talk about the fatigue when playing the second game of a back-to-back. Stan, how does that usually manifest?
Well, I mean, just off the top of my head, it's things like sloppy play, missing easy shots, lapses in your defensive rotations. It's mental mistakes more than physical fatigue that happens on the second night.
Now here's VanVleet. Oh, he picked him clean. Now the Celtics on the move. And out of bounds, Houston will have it. And right in the middle of winter, hot off the press, some fresh power rankings. You look at Orlando, they slipped a bit. Still in the top 10, though.
Seeing where Boston is, they're the best team in the league. No surprise at all. I mean, they have the talent. They will be a factor in the title race.
Smith outside. Pass to Durant. VanVleet with a screen on Brown. VanVleet outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That three's off the mark. And it's Tatum with the ball for the Boston Celtics. And this team is on absolute fire right now. They've won 18 in a row.
Well, just to be able to be on the call and see these guys in person is a real treat. They've been the talk of the NBA during this streak. The question now becomes, can they sustain the focus and level of intensity? They are looking quite comfortably in control, so it's going to be interesting to see.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
And it's exceptional, the level of commitment that Ime Udoka has inspired from this Rockets team, Grant.
Yeah, I mean, he's a player's coach, but very demanding, and he holds everyone accountable. It's all about professionalism and purpose, and that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Pass to Boucher, outside White, and they waste no time getting those 3 points back.
Sometimes you just know it's coming. White couldn't wait to let that one fly. Respond to the three on the other end.
And the basket by VanVleet.
Some sick ball skills displayed right there. And he's not the guy you expect to pull that off.
Tatum passes to Boucher. White for three. And again, Boston with the triple.
Well, we've seen an uptick in volume from White at the arc. He's more confident than ever from that range.
Pass to Smith. Launches it. Sends it home from three-point land.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first. Well, that's a great pass. He has the timing and rhythm of a metronome.
And so it's Durant who brings up the ball for the Rockets. Trailing by 2. And he comes up with a bucket.
Oh, Durant reached deep into the bag of tricks on that one. I mean, I'm not surprised by any shot he hits these days.
And we're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Outside White. From deep. Fires in the triple. White's got 9. The Rockets have gone 4 of 6 in the first quarter. To the wing, right side. The three, Smith. Another three from Houston.
And he likes to be the answer guy. Smith with a huge response three.
Here's Collier, guarded by VanVleet. And the whistle blows as the basket counts. Chance at a three-point opportunity here. One free throw coming up. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
Well, they're in a great flow. The ball's moving. All those assisted buckets means the offense is running well.
And on top of that, they've been dialed in from deep. If they keep it up, it could be a big night for them.
The Celtics making a switch here. Simons checked in. Boston has gone 3 of 3 from outside and looking sharp here in the first. Good on the bucket.
Some guts. Simons finishing with strength.
Here's Van Vliet. Really played well against Indiana in his last game. To the middle. Here's Şengün. Good. And Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got his 3rd assist of the night.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, guys. There's a resemblance in Alperen Şengün's game. Coach Udoka said he's got a little bit of Joker in him. That's the first thing you'll see. Şengün acknowledged the comparison, adding our passing skills and touch under the rim is similar, but Joker is like monster level. I want to get to that level. Back to you.
He is on the rise. Thank you, Allie. Grant, is it fair to call Kevin Durant one of the most unique players we've ever seen?
Without a doubt, B.A., most definitely. The blend of size and perimeter skill, unprecedented. KD able to rise up and score over most any defender.
And so Ime Udoka decides to call timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. Their last meeting was in Boston, where they were unable to fight off the Celtics.
They were blown out by this squad last time. Could not stop the bench from scoring. That was the difference.
For the Rockets, Capella, he's checked in for Alperen Şengün. Eason comes in for Smith, and it's Shepard in for Van Vliet. Hauser, he's checked in for Boston. Right wing, Capella, the pass to Eason. Here's Thompson. Counted.
You know, inside is where Thompson excels, and the concentration allowing him to finish there.
Boston trailing. Right side, Tatum. Hauser outside. And here's Simons outside. Hits the trifecta. Simons got his 2nd bucket on the night.
Way to rise to the occasion and snatch back the momentum.
Yeah, plenty of lead changes in this game. It's gone back and forth.
Capella. And the slam dunk by Capella.
Well, at his size, you'd expect Capella to go up this strong every time he has the ball inside.
So it's Boston now. They come into this one having outplayed the Mavericks last time out.
Yeah, they connected from outside all game, and the defense had absolutely no answer for them.
Well, they shot it well because of how selfless they were. You need that kind of chemistry and cohesion on the road.
Here's Shepard. He had a big outing in that Pacers game as well. Outside Durant. Let's go with a 3. Knocks it down from distance. Durant's got 7 points.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside. Well, he has owned this quarter. A major reason they're up right now.
And some tough salary decisions this summer for the Boston Celtics coach.
Well, in one way, it's a good problem to have. possessing too much talent. But with this new CBA, it's harder to retain everybody like we saw with Celtics teams of old.
The Rockets trail. Here's Shepard. Here's Eason. It's Eason with the jam.
Yeah, Shepard has a knack of getting his teammates open looks.
Here's Tatum. A 29-point game for him in the win against Dallas.
Yeah, and the effort on the boards last game gave them that many more chances.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. And Şengün's checked in for Kevin Durant, and Okogie is subbed in for Thompson. Boston also changing it up. Cadis checked in for Boucher. Minot comes in for Jason Tatum, and it's Collier in for Jaylen Brown. Shot's good by Collier.
Boy, oh boy. Both teams lighting it up to start this game.
Yeah, and I'm sure both coaches would like to see more defensive intensity from their teams.
Şengün, no good. The Celtics with the lead. 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Nice ball movement by Boston. Drills it from deep.
Assisted buckets. Every team wants them. They show you're running effective team offense.
Here's Shepard. Yet to see a basket. Pass to Eason. Launches a three. And the three-pointer goes. Knocks it loose. Şengün with a steal. Anthony Simons has been leading the charge for Boston, hitting 3 trays in the quarter, providing some sharp shooting. We'll be back in a moment. This has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. And for Boston guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, what I love is the tremendous belief in their bench. They were looking for points and their reserves delivered.
Yeah, they really trust their depth. They have no problem relying on their bench in crucial situations.
Shepard is out there with Josh Okogie. Then there's Alperen Şengün. Then it's Clint Capella. And it's Eason in at the small forward. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets.
Yeah, sometimes this seems too easy for Capella. The hoop is right there for him.
Boston's gotten 21 points so far from three-point land. They're 7 of 10. Hauser can't get it to go. Houston has gone 6 of 8 from the three-point line in this matchup. Capella, nice dish, and the layup goes down. Capella's got 6.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
And about a minute gone in the second quarter. For 3, Collier. And his first miss of the night. Now 2 of 3. And they've been producing at a high level.
No question. They're in a nice rhythm offensively.
Here's Okogie. No made baskets yet. 6 on the shot clock. Şengün, a screen on Simons. Here's Okogie. And unable to get the go-ahead bucket there. The Celtics have gotten only 1 of 4 shots to go in. The offensive rebound to the right side. Over to the wing. For 3, Collier nails it from 3. Give him 8.
Well, looking at Simons' assist numbers, they've skyrocketed over his time in the NBA.
And so Ime Udoka decides to call timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. And Boston with some changes. Walsh is checked in for Hauser, and Derek White subbed in for Simons. Well, to play great defense, teams have to provide help. But how do you avoid overhelping?
It's a great question, B.A., and it's like anything in the game. Basketball is a game of decisions. I think people look at it and they talk about athletic ability and they talk about skills, which are both important. But the best players and the best teams are the best decision makers, and the same thing goes as the when to help and when to stay home on shooters.
Here's White after Houston's three-pointer on the other end. And again, Boston with the triple.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Connects from downtown.
Well, this is Shepard's shot. The defense can't afford to give him this much separation.
Pass to Minot. There's the drive. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And he's been an ideal teammate tonight. He's really creating plenty of looks with his passing.
Yeah, when there's been an open man, he's found him. And you love to see a guy dishing it like this.
Here's Shepard. The Celtics making their last shot. And here's Şengün. It's rebounded by Walsh. Boston's gone 2 of 5 from distance here in the second quarter. Pass to White. Here's Minot. White on the wing. The three ball. And again, Boston with the triple.
Just incredible. I mean, he's really making it rain out there, knocking them down one after another.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Let's take a look at the numbers for him.
And over the last 5 games, his field goal percentage has increased. And you can make a case his confidence as well because of this.
He's off on the first. Well, Stan, Joe Mazzulla is a young head coach taking over on the Celtics bench in 2022.
Well, B.A., he's got a rare intensity about him. Certainly not afraid to think outside the box, and obviously the results speak for themselves.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Kevin Durant, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Amen Thompson comes in for Okogie. And Fred VanVleet is subbed in for Eason. So it's the Rockets now, following the bucket by Boston. Here's Durant. It's rebounded by Walsh. Celtics lead by 6. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thanks a lot, guys. The Rockets have brought in the right veterans. Coach Ime Udoka said, quote, their approach rubbed off on our entire team. We can only teach so much, but you have to have guys that have carved out their niche in the league with that edge and that defensive mentality. It was invaluable for our team. Brian, back to you.
They've got that grit. Thank you, Allie. And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. Smith, he's checked in for Houston. Boston also changing it up. Tatum, he's checked in for Queta. And it's Jaylen Brown in for Minot. And so it's Brown with it. He brings it up for the Boston Celtics. 3-point lead. They'll be hosting Miami for their next game. That'll be the first of 3 games played at home. Good! Another from 3.
I mean, his flame throwing continues. He's having a season for the ages.
And he's approaching the 4th most 3-point makes in a season.
And when you talk about guys who are built for the modern game, add Smith's name to that list.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And he drops the first. Adams checked in for the Rockets. VanVleet comes in for Shepard. Smith hits them both.
And they seem to have taken a more heads-on approach this quarter, and it's getting them to the free throw line.
Pass to Walsh. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now. VanVleet right side. Out to Thompson. Smith outside. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson. Smith's got 11 points.
This is Smith's game. Set him up and he'll knock him down.
Here's Walsh, covered by Smith. Boom! He jams it straight down.
He was grabbing the rim to extend the hang time.
Hey, maybe making sure the landing was kinder than the takeoff. Rockets trail by 5. Thompson with it. Right now contributing around 10.5 points a game. Buries it from 3.
They're going to have to pay more attention to him on the perimeter. He's hit 4 3-pointers already today.
Outside, Brown. Here's Walsh. Adams covering. And he makes it. Walsh has got 9 points in the quarter.
Nice dribble move to get to the hoop for an easy 2.
Durant against Brown. KD gets a step, and it falls for him. He's now 4 of 7 from the field.
Just superb length and agility. Durant can get buckets pretty much any time he wants.
Pass to Collier. Back to Brown. Nice ball movement by Boston. Here's Walsh. 9 points in the game. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Collier from the arc. Adams grabs the miss. Brown against Van Vliet. Smith with a screen on Brown. Van Vliet. Oh, that doesn't go on the chance to tie. Outside White. Tatum from long range. And Tatum drills the 3.
Oh, boy. Tatum has ways to hurt you from every area on the floor.
Thompson with a screen. Van Vliet, the pass to Thompson. Durant surveying the D. Knocks down the long K. Durant's got 12 points.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
And sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
And we've got 28 seconds left to play in the first half. Van Vliet finds Durant. Now here's Adams. The 3, Smith. And Houston, another 3.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been 3s.
And here's Tatum. He's got 6. Oh, it's stolen by Adams. The deep 3 from Durant. No good. Would have counted had it gone. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Boston out in front, leading by a point. Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Allie.
I'm with Coach Udoka. Specifically on defense, would you say there's more to clean up in the paint or on the perimeter?
A little bit of both. We got to protect the paint a little bit better. They hit some tough mid-range shots, but they also hurt us on the offensive glass. So keep them off the glass, make them beat us from the perimeter, and I think we'll be in good shape.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be back right after the break for the third quarter here on 2K Sports.
Center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot. They're thinking about the shot. One more time, a round of applause for the Celtics.
Thanks for tuning in. Did you miss us? Before we discuss the game at hand, let's first check out the upcoming schedule.
And for that matchup with the Hornets, don't let a lack of focus steal one from you. Overlooking lesser opponents, but that's when they come and they bite you.
I overlook all opponents.
In terms of what? Height? Confidence? Both? Don't even answer. I know the answer. Swinging back over to that first half for the Celtics now. They're in a tight one.
Love that they're taking high percentage shots, and it hasn't been easy for them. It's hard to score inside when the defense is collapsing on you.
Who needs three-pointers anyway?
Kenny did.
So, thank you, Ernie.
Glad you could join us. Ryan Anderson and crew are ready to take it away for the start of the third quarter.
And if you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Oh, we're seeing a tremendous game from Fred VanVleet.
Through the first 2 quarters and change, his perimeter shooting continues to be spot on.
Yeah, he's been locked in tonight. Through the first 2 quarters, he's been a huge factor from outside.
The Celtics with the lead. On the court right now for the Celtics. At the forward spots, the talented pair of Brown and Tatum. Derek White out there with Collier. And it's Boucher in at the center position. Here's Thompson. And the call will be against Derek White. That's his first foul of the game. On the wing, Durant, defended by Brown. And Jaylen Brown gets a whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game. Smith against Tatum. Smith passes to Şengün. Just 5 to shoot. Here's VanVleet. Boston pulls it in.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
Ooh, stolen by Smith. Thompson outside. He takes it in. Here's VanVleet. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his 4th assist in this one. Boucher passes to Tatum. To the wing on the left. For 3, Collier. Pure from 3-point range. Collier's got 13.
He's really finding his rhythm here. I mean, smart move to keep feeding him the ball.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
Hits a 3-pointer. He's got 17.
Yeah, we're seeing some of that potential everyone is talking about with Smith. Just a talented offensive player.
Brown, no good. And so Thompson will bring it up for Houston. It's a 1-point game. And at home for the next game, it'll be Charlotte pulling in to face him. That'll be the second of a 2-game stretch at home. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Pass to White. For 3. The shot comes out.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
And one thing about Jaylen Brown, he seems so composed out there.
Yeah, B.A., he's very calm. Doesn't waste energy. You love a player who's this focused and calculated.
They're just taking what the defense gives them. And right now, that's the interior.
Boston shooting their second attempt at the line tonight. Just under 2.5 minutes into this third quarter now.
And that puts them just 1 foul from the bonus.
Third team foul.
Şengün, the screen.
And with plenty of time left, that's his 4th foul. He needs to stay cognizant of that moving forward.
Anthony Simons, he's checked in for Collier.
Number 4, Anthony Simons.
And out of bounds, the Celtics will take it. And we are so close to seeing the final list of dunk contest participants. And you know, anyone who might compete in this is so pumped.
Who wouldn't be? I mean, if you're on that list, you have to start practicing, working with teammates to create new and different dunks.
You look at Thompson as the top vote getter, a good bet to be in this year's dunk contest.
And with his hops, he might be the favorite in the contest. Everyone wants to see him compete.
And we should have our final list of competitors in the coming days. So we'll share that with you as soon as we have it.
No matter what that final list looks like, safe to say, this dunk contest is going to be one for the books.
Houston working the ball around. 5 on the clock. Thompson, a screen on Simons. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right iron. Van Vliet's gotten 4 this quarter.
And when Van Vliet kicks it up a notch, get out of his way. Keep letting him do his thing.
And here's Brown for 3. And again, Boston with the triple.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Smith with a screen on Simons. No problems knocking that one down. Van Vliet's got 21 points in the game.
And he was hot from 3 to start this game. That's his first since halftime.
There's Simons with a 3. Gets the 3 ball to go. And the Celtics lead by 6.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Thompson passes to Van Vliet. Şengün, a screen on Simons. Pass to Şengün. Oh, good D by Boucher.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
Their interior D continues to look shaky. Not a good matchup for them right now.
And now we have an intentional foul. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, bizarre play, B.A. Not sure what got into him.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Celtics.
Well, their passing has been just exceptional, and it's opened up the floor for them on numerous occasions.
Also, they were ultra consistent from outside, hitting a high percentage of those shots tonight.
Checked in for Smith. The Celtics also with a sub. Hauser, he's checked in for White. The first free throw is good.
And the big X factor Van Vliet brings to the team is leadership. He's very talented at setting a good tone out on the floor and organizing his guys.
On the wing, Hauser from behind the arc. Eason pulls it in. Rockets trail by 6. Thompson with it. Picked up by Tatum. Can he keep it going? That's good from Van Vliet. And the assist by Thompson. Thompson's got 6 assists here tonight. And it's Simons with the ball for Boston. Right side, Tatum. Back to Simons. Pass to Brown. And stolen by Durant. To the paint. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. And let's check out which teams have been offensive juggernauts the past 10 games. The Rockets, number 1. The Celtics, 3rd.
And watching these two teams over the last 10 games, the one thing that you notice is how well both are scoring the ball. Seem to be getting whatever shots they want on the offensive end.
That free throw good from Van Vliet. Both free throws good from Van Vliet.
Well, he might have been a little passive in the first half, but that's changed. I like this more aggressive approach.
Pass to Hauser. Here's the 3. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in. Brown's got 3 assists in the game. Van Vliet outside. Back to Thompson. And here's Eason. On the wing, Durant. 6 to shoot. Van Vliet finds Durant. The Rockets with another miss.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Tatum. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
Exploding off the floor. Give Tatum room and he will show off his athleticism at your expense.
Rockets trail by 7. And here's Van Vliet from the arc. Drops in the 3. Van Vliet's got 30 points.
Yeah, despite them being behind, he's been impressive. But he can't do it all by himself.
Pass to Eason. 1:42 left in the third quarter of the game. Clock at 4. Fires from deep. Nails it from beyond the arc. And now just a 1-point Boston lead.
His three-point shot looks so pure. The defense allowing him to get comfortable out there.
Now Hauser. Nice ball movement by Boston. Tatum way outside. Oh, count it! Tatum hits from way out.
Yeah, I love watching Tatum compete like this. Getting his revenge with a 3 of his own.
No doubt, Anthony Simons has shown he can be a 20-point-per-game scorer in this league.
Yeah, the shooting is great. He's a natural at finding his shot, but he'll be targeted at the other end. That's where he's got to improve.
And a new group getting ready for the Rockets. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Şengün. Finney Smith comes in for Durant. Okogie's checked in for Thompson. And it's Shepard in for Van Vliet. Here's Shepard. He's covered by Simons. Back to Finney Smith. He drops it from range. Finney Smith's got his first 3 points of the game.
Willing passers, unselfish play. You have to appreciate this kind of offense.
3-pointer. And again, Boston with the triple.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a 3-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
That one's good for 2.
Yeah, good timing from Shepard on the drive, which is essential since he sometimes lacks the speed to beat the defense outright.
41 seconds left in the third. Knocked loose. Pass to Gonzalez. Jacks up a 3. Capella with a rebound. The Rockets trail. Outside Eason for the lead. And the Rockets hit again from deep. And it's amazing. Neither team has been able to hold the lead for any length of time.
Yeah, these guys are leaving it all on the floor tonight.
Here's Simons. It's rebounded by Houston. To the inside. And Boston pushing it up now. Pena gets the bucket. And the Celtics lead by 1.
Good fast-paced play there. It's much easier to find a shot when you beat the defense back.
That concludes the third quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. Boston out in front. They lead by 1. And time for a short break. Stay right there. The fourth quarter is coming up next. We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. And Houston has possession. Alperen Şengün out there with Tari Eason. Then it's Josh Okogie. Then it's Shepard. And it's Capella in at the center spot. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets.
Back-to-back threes, making their defense work on the perimeter a bit.
To the left side wing. Here's Minot. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
Well, you know this is when they lean on him, and he delivers with a much-needed score.
Okogie on the wing, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Shepard.
A sloppy turnover. When you're not locked in, you pay the price.
All right, the Rockets making a switch here. Holiday is checked in. And here's Brown for 3. The rebound by Shepard. Brown's gone 2 of 6 here tonight from the field. Pass to Shepard. Here's Şengün. Capella finds Şengün. Here's Shepard. Again, Houston.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Here's Brown. That one no good. Eason with some nice D. Houston in the lead. Inside, pass to Shepard. Good work defensively by White. The Celtics have gotten just one shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the fourth. 4-3. Three-pointer goes up. Three-pointer goes down for White.
Yeah, we've seen White's confidence as a scorer grow over time, which is why he stays aggressive when he catches fire.
And Ime Udoka has called timeout, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. Durant, he's checked in for Houston. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, over the break, I listened to Ime Udoka's huddle. He told the team he has complete faith in them, saying, we're right there, now we just got to make that push and really take hold of the game. We can do that. To me, it looked like his players are on the same page with him. Guys, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Allie. 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Houston working the ball around. Capella, screen on Simons. Shepard. And another miss by Houston.
Missed opportunity. He's just got to shake that one out.
White for 3. Good. And Brown gets the assist. Brown's got his 4th assist with that last one. Now here's Şengün. Pass to Shepard. With a one-handed jam. That gives him a double-double.
This continues to be a battle. The lead is within reach.
Yeah, this is definitely a close one. Let's see if they have enough in the tank to take the lead here.
And here's Brown for 3. And again, Boston with the triple.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Durant against White. White with a steal. Pass break. Here come the Celtics. Simons outside. Outside White. And again, Boston with the triple.
I just love the ball movement.
A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by in the fourth. Now Capella. Simons with a steal. Here we go. Here's Minot. And that one is hammered home.
Well, when Simons is making plays for others, this offense becomes even more dangerous.
And thanks to AT&T for a great look at that dunk on their connected cam. Here's the teardrop. Shepard. That's good.
Yeah, it took just enough off of it for the floater.
Boston on offense. They're on a 16-6 run. Back to Brown. Pass to Minot. Simons outside. And here's Brown for 3. Durant pulls it in.
Well, despite his lack of efficiency, the team has put together a good offensive effort tonight.
And any decent look from distance, he's taking it. He has that locked-in mentality right now.
Well, he's firing away with confidence from downtown. The defense better adjust to this, and fast. Look, this guy is clearly on a heater from deep. If you're the defense, you cannot allow him to shoot it from out there.
Rockets trail by 8. Eason, a screen on Simons. Here's Shepard. Minot pulls it in. For Boston, they've gotten 7 of their first 10.
Oh, wow! Look out! Well, check out Brown getting flashy. That'll get him fired up.
Here's Shepard. Capella, screen on Simons. Oh, it's off! Celtics lead by 10. Brown. Şengün with a steal. Now Durant. Shoot from 12. Oh, it misses. For Boston, they've gone 8 of 11 from the field in the fourth. Here's the pass to Brown. Now Simons. Shot clock at 6. White. The three ball is down.
They're really employing a deep range initiative here in the fourth, and it's working.
Yeah, it's always a little risky to lean this hard on the three-point shot. But when you're knocking him down, you might as well keep riding it.
And we've got a timeout called by Ime Udoka, looking to get everyone dialed in and engaged. Houston making some changes. Smith, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Thompson comes in for Eason. And Fred VanVleet is subbed in for Shepard. Boston also changing it up. Boucher's checked in for Queta. Tatum comes in for Maidon. And it's Collier in for Simons. VanVleet fires from 12 feet out. Cash.
Ooh, shaking them out of their shoes. VanVleet with the moves. The officials were right on top of that
one. And the first one at the line is good. Good on both. And here's VanVleet. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. It's a 13-point game. 20 feet away and no problem.
I mean, a smart shooter. I like watching VanVleet measure the defense and stick them with the J.
Stolen by Thompson. White against Durant. Here's VanVleet. Outside Durant. Fires the three. And the three-pointer is good for Durant.
And that's just incredible focus from the swingman. Durant is skilled at scoring despite the contact.
Second team foul. At the line for one, Kevin Durant.
There's a minute 12 left in the final quarter. The free is in.
Nothing left to do but to watch the clock tick towards 0. Nice victory here for the Celtics.
They had to fight for this one. With the game hanging in the balance a couple of times, they made winning plays, Grant.
It's all about having a strong mentality. What's interesting is that any time momentum turned against them, instead of folding, they responded with their own attack.
And looking at their record now, tonight's win gives them 45 on the year.
And even though this season series was only 2 games, a sweep is still a sweep.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Derek White.
And he found a way to leave his mark on every facet of the game. His activity and energy were huge factors.
And again for 3.
Yeah, he's been hitting threes at a very high level. We haven't seen many better from deep.
That last triple ties him for 4th most made in a season. It's good! Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Here's a pass to Tatum. For 3. No. Here's Thompson. It's money from deep. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Houston foul. Third personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
taking 2 shots.
And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. And there it is! And so it's Boston with the W. It ends up being a fairly easy road win.
Those are so hard to come by. It's never easy to take a game in someone else's building.
All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
Jason, with you guys being such a young team, how do you continue to improve to reach your potential?
We got to watch film. I mean, we did a lot of good things today. So a lot of things we could have done better. And we just got to be focused, composed, play with a lot of poise, and we'll be fine.
Poise normally comes with experience, but because you're so young, you're finding it early. Congrats.
All right, thanks, Allie. And that about wraps it up. With Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson saying thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And now let's take a look at our player of the game, Derek White.